Welcome to Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. I'm really excited about what's coming today. All is within you is today's subject. We're on a little bit late today, so if you're joining us, welcome. All is within you. And I have the Divine Collective with me. This concept of everything you ever need or want is within you is true from a perspective, but also they wanted me to say something. The truth about you is your natural state is that you are love. That is your natural state. You are love. You, not the personality, not who you think you are, not who the world has made you out to be, but you as a being that is here learning about creation, the act of creating. Love is what you are. It's really important that you understand that reality, that love is what you are. And good morning. Good morning. Yeah, we're on a little bit late today, but it's nice to have it change, isn't it? Some announcements we're going to be making today, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So, I hope you're enjoying the show so far. This new format they've been giving me, where they're telling me in advance who's coming and what we're going to be doing, is really useful. But I also want to make an announcement that for those of you that want to book a reading with me, I've got my Christmas special on. You can use coupon code number 1959 and book a reading with me. You get 30% off. You can do that between today and December the 24th. And these coupons and any purchases made between the 14th and the 24th, the coupon will be honored until February the 16th, 2022. So yeah, keep that in mind if you want to book a reading with me. Also, today, all is within you, the Divine Collective. Next Monday, we've got what your ego requires in order for it to survive. And Dr. Sigmund Freud is going to come and channel some information about what the ego actually needs in order to survive. He says there's a lot of ego on this planet right now. It's put humanity in a very difficult place. Next Wednesday, we've got what do you need to trust and how? How do you trust? And that's with Archangel Michael, and that's next Wednesday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. And then next Friday, we got freedom from freedom from stupidity. Keep your peace, and that's with John the Baptist. So that's freedom from stupidity by keeping your peace, right? And that'll be next Friday on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Tomorrow's meditation is going to be on today, getting a sense of experiencing that all is within you. Tomorrow's meditation at 10 a.m. on Supernatural Saturday. It's going to be really allowing your awareness to expand beyond the confines of your personality. You see, we get so caught up in believing these bodies and the thoughts in our heads are the sole locus of our identity. That means the place where we think that's all there is to us. I'm just this body. I'm just these thoughts. No, you are not. You are a sentient spiritual being. And when you step outside of your mind and you can get your body still and quiet enough that you can begin to hear beyond what they're telling you all the time, suddenly you become aware of another realm of consciousness. And it takes you beyond the finite into the infinite, which is where the divine exists. The divine exists in a state of non-separation. And you can experience that to whatever degree you're willing to let go of your thoughts, to whatever degree you're willing to let go of your attachment to your body for just a few minutes, just to put your body and your mind in a place of abeyance where they're not distracted, they're not pulling your attention into the world. You see, you don't just live in this physical world. You live in a mental world, which is the world of the astral realm, thoughts and images and ideations. But you also live in a world of creation where you can select and choose and create thought when you can move beyond what you already know. Most people can't move beyond what they already know. Most people are stuck in the personality they have, and they can't do much more than what their mind tells them they can do. It's really sad when you're a divine sentient being with incredible capabilities for healing and vitality and playfulness and love and compassion and truth and wisdom. You cannot, one of the things I keep getting told is you cannot fool a person that is awake to who they are. You cannot lie to those who live in the truth, for the truth has them free, whereas your lie has you not free. Please understand, you can never communicate a lie to those who know the truth and expect them to believe it. So all is within you. When they came in and started talking about this last night, they said there's two levels at which all is within you. First of all, in your physical body, your genetic makeup contains the entire range of all biological experience from the time the first molecules formed organic matter to the extent that organic matter could perceive, experience, and interact with environment. That moment of the first molecules being able to interact deliberately and consciously with the environment, you might call them the single-celled organisms, but your body contains the full range of knowledge and experience from that moment of inception of consciousness into matter to this present day. Your body contains the knowledge and experience stored within its DNA bundles, all experience had on this planet through organic consciousness, through physical consciousness, physical living consciousness. To the degree and extent that you understand this, and there have been many of you on the planet in the last millennia that have understood that you give your knowledge to your children through your genetic wisdom and acquired knowledge. You give your information and knowledge to your children, and they can carry it forward. But you contain all biological experience of this planet in that body. When we say that you contain it, it is because you contain the body. The body does not contain you. But very few of you have an understanding that this great library of knowledge and information that is contained within your body is a book that most of you have not even begun to open yet. So many of you have not even begun to open this wonderful wealth of information, and those of you that have done remarkable things in the process of biological and mechanical creation in this world when you've dug deeply into the acquired knowledge that came with that body. Yes. The same is true of thought and mind. Within each of your biological mechanisms in this realm of your mind, the electronic place of consciousness, while all is functioning from the electrical energy, there are different degrees and rates of intensity at which this electricity vibrates. Your body vibrates at what we call the organic cellular level. Your mind, the place where you store information, is what we call the astral realm, and it is where all mental experiences store, all information acquired from biological experience is able to be translated and articulated from one state to another. Information that comes to you from your guides, your angels, the divine, any higher being that you choose to communicate with, comes from a vibrational plane above that can come, as you call them, downloads into your mind, and information that you can articulate in an expression. There are also lower vibrational frequencies of mind too, vibrations that are more geared to the frequencies of fear, which is again a fundamental function of survival, so that your body can survive, but it is not designed to be a fundamental functioning of who you are as a soul. These vibrational functions of fear can attract lower vibrational consciousness into your mind. You can attract lower vibrational consciousness into your mind. Much as you may receive divine light and inspiration, you may also receive fear and all of its children in your mind as well on that plane of information. You can have information of fear, you can have information of love in your mind, and your mind is often polarized by those two facets of consciousness, fear and love. One will keep you stuck and bound to the body, bound to the earth. The other will give you the opportunity to align your consciousness to the inspirations and articulations of expression from what you would call heaven or infinite love, consciousness. And this is the perspective of the body and the mind, that they are able to function on these different levels, but they are integrated together. You may change either one of these and affect both. And when we say you, we refer to that element of yourself that is connected to all that is, with the exception that you are so identified with this finite point of time and space. So many of you cannot open that door to allow that awareness to come in. For in that day, the old self will surely die. Your body's personality will no longer cease to have control or sway over your function ever as a creative individual in a physical medium of expression. Please understand that biology always follows energy's direction in the form of emotion, and that your mind will always follow direction in terms of thought. And if you choose to subjugate yourself to one or the other, then you will be subjugated to functions at those levels. Many of you are so bound by body that the things and the stuff of the earth are the only place that you think you can find true satisfaction in how much money you have, or how many things you have accumulated, or how much control and power you have over others. From this perspective of body, you are very limited in that respect, and that is the scope and realm of your reward. There will be no reward beyond this for you, though. You will not be aware of it. When you leave that body, you will be so attached to who you believe yourself to be that you will not even know you still exist beyond the form, because you will not have a reference point for it. But this place of awareness, where you, as the sentient being that is capable of observing your thought, capable of articulating deliberate changes in the flows of energy through biology to alter and change its function on your behalf. And miracles are natural functions of your being able to access limitless energy and to articulate it into any expression through your body, utilizing the realm of the mind. Yes. Yes, write that down. Yeah. So getting this place of recognizing that you're this sentient being that has an awareness of thought. And yeah, they keep saying again, it's important, we cannot stress enough. Please understand that there are so many of you that are so attached to the thoughts that you have acquired. You have become hidden behind the mask of a personality that does not accurately reflect the full nature and scope of who and what you are. When you get a glimpse of who and what you are, you would never turn to anything less again. When you recognize the distinction and the relationship between yourself and that mind and body, then the process of creation is very different for you in this physical world. The only way to come to this understanding, to know that you are all, you must learn to recognize what you are as a being, independent of what you have been taught to believe or think. That the body, again, is something that you contain in your consciousness. Your thoughts are something you contain within a finite aspect of your consciousness. But it is not who and what you are. And the process of being able to articulate that distinction between the body, the vehicle that you have manifested to express yourself in this dimension, the mind, which is the acquiring and collection of accumulated thought from this lifetime and many others, for much of what you know is contained within the memory of the body, and certainly the astral realms of all thought accumulated in the evolution of human consciousness on this physical dimension is contained in the realm of the astral planes, where all thought resides. All human manifestations have occurred on that level. You, as an awareness, can transcend both or utilize both from the perspective of being rather than from the perspective of body or mind or thought. Yes. Yes. Thank you. So we have this place, and we as a species are at this crossroad where we are beginning to ascertain that there's something more to who we think we are than just bodies and collections of thoughts and physical behaviors that go with those thoughts. And this is what the awakening is, where you begin to truly realize that your thoughts and your body are not instruments to which you are subjective, but instruments which are there for you to utilize much the same way as you would utilize a brush or a car or a truck. You're to utilize the vehicle to create different outcomes and experience, to gain the knowledge of your ability to alter and change and orchestrate matter. And we see this happening in your sciences. Unfortunately, you have individuals in your sciences that are struggling with their understanding of what reality is and what reality is not. One in the creative process can think they are a god when they are not. But we can assure you that God is significantly more inclusive of what it knows and understands than you could ever be, strictly with your sciences. And that does not mean that we do not approve of science when it is utilized to expand and liberate individuals from the illusion of suffering and restores them to the creation of love. Then we are all for it. But when we see mechanisms of science being used as tools for fear and control and power, we know with all certainty that those who are wielding that knowledge and that power live in fear themselves, fear of what they have done, fear of what they are doing, and fear of what they have created. For they know what they have done. You do not have to concern yourself with that, but you do need to concern yourself with understanding that that physical instrument that you sit in hearing these words right now, that physical instrument is a vehicle that you utilize. You are not meant to be subjective to it. That the thoughts in your mind, most of that is just acquired information, and you are not designed nor intended to be subjective to it. You are to be aware that this information is information you can readily change and choose, and the energies that these informations generate, as manifestations through matter, this information can be changed at will as well, but only from the perspective of being not those thoughts, that information. You cannot change a thought from within the thought. You must become aware of a thought, aware of an emotion, in order to originate or affect a change over how it works in your world of biology, how it will affect your behavior. Again, the inability for so many of you to make the distinction between your awareness and your thoughts, your awareness and your emotions, your awareness in your body, has created a lot of confusion. But let us clarify that right now, that you, as an awareness, have a body, you have a mind, you have energy in the form of emotion, but they are not you. These are tools that you're here to utilize in the process of comprehending and understanding the direction of creation, to learn to create deliberately and effectively changes in the conditions of matter, time, and space that without the proper understanding you could not become aware you were doing. And yet you can look around you and you know that in the last 150 years of your time there were no planes or automobiles during that whole 150 years. But you know this, but where did that come from? Where did planes and the ideas come from? They did not come from your body. It could be argued by some that it came from your memories of birds flying in the sky, but birds do not have engines under their wings. They did not know how to build engines. Where did you learn this? And it is not from the body, nor from the mind, but it is from the spirit, the infinite field of limitless potential that you have access to, that every one of you have access to, simply by opening your awareness beyond the realm of thought and sense. For your senses will keep you bound to the earth. If you are distracted by sound, you will be distracted and held in your ears. You will not hear anything than what your ears will hear, because that's the frequency that ears can hear, is the frequency of sound. Whereas your eyes can only see what the frequencies of light are. And if you are bound by those senses, then you cannot see more than your eyes can see or hear more than your ears can hear. But if you awaken to hear beyond what your ears hear, to hear without ears, to see without eyes, at that point, you begin to understand, yes, that all is within you. All is within you, not the other way around. And you, in turn, are within something else, but that is another discussion. Thank you. Thank you. So getting that place of emotion, and yeah, we see so much propagation of fear. We say such a propagation of fear into this dimension. And there are those that live in that dimension that are grateful that you are doing this, but there are those that do not live that in that dimension that are not so grateful. When you liberate yourself from fear, you liberate yourself from subjectivity to your senses as well. For the conception of fear, the dissolution of the body is a possibility. We understand that, and they come and they go. The dissolution of the personality that you understand that you are right now can come and it can go. The dissolution of your soul is not a possibility. You still remain a soul, whether you lose that body or you lose that mind. What you do often lose, or most do, when that body and that mind cease to function, most of you have not cultivated the awareness of who you are to know that you are when the body and mind cease to function. Please understand that you can free yourself very quickly. The very step, nature, considering where do these thoughts originate from, where do these emotions originate from, recognizing that they are not you, that they are something that's within the mind and body of this system. At that moment of awakening, where you suddenly realize, these thoughts are not who I am, these emotions are not who I am, then who am I? And what do I do to articulate changes over these thoughts and emotions? Then the real process of creation begins, when you begin a deliberate act of altering and changing your thoughts and altering the emotional energy stored within your biological system. The moment you're able to deliberately and intentionally orchestrate changes in thought and emotion, you move into the realm of divine creator, where you as an awareness can begin to articulate changes in the way in which energy moves through the realm of thought and matter to articulate very different expressions in what you call time and space. Understand that all emotion, what you call emotion, whether it is fear or love, all emotion, when brought down into the realm of thought and matter, create changes in the expression of body and in the world. You literally alter and change the way matter expresses when you begin to alter and change emotion. But most of you don't know you can change emotion. But please understand, all of you can. Your emotions are not who you are. Your thoughts are not who you are. Even that body is not who you are. They are instruments in the process of creation, like the paints in a painter's hand and the brush. Your mind, your emotions, your body are thus to you. Please awaken to this truth and open your heart and open your mind to that greater light that would teach you the ways of love through creation. Understand that. It is a possibility to you. Yes. Question from Adam. Can you ask Archangel Metatron on exactly how reality is constructed from thought forms and from mental plane? It's funny. If you have understood what we said, then you have obviously not undertaken the process of altering and changing your thoughts. It is the awareness of what is already established that allows you to decide if that is worthy of being established. Much of what you have in the way of thought, much in the way of what you have in terms of emotion, much in what you have in the way of viewing that physical body is not something that you chose. Most of what many of you think was given to you by the environment and others. And when you begin to alter and change those thoughts, that place of awareness is where you can begin to deconstruct and reconstruct the reality of what you call your life. But it only comes from that point of awareness where you are aware, this thought is not my thought. That was given to me. That is not my thought. I got that from the television. I got that from my parents. I got that from my brothers, my sisters. That thought is not mine. So what thought then would you choose? You begin a process then of just making the distinction between you as awareness of information, awareness of emotion, awareness of body, and the way in which you learn to utilize thought emotion, and biology changes only from that point of awareness. That is where you begin to construct and always construct the reality that you see in the three-dimensional world around you at all times. Understand that the utilization of thought and emotion directs all physical manifestations. All physical manifestations in the human realm of creation are directed by those two elements, thought and emotional energy, when it is allowed to go through the body. Because one can have an emotion and choose to not allow it to express. One can have a thought and choose not to let it be in their attention for very long. But we can assure you, when you give attention to thought and emotion and you allow them to interact through matter, then behavior unfolds from those qualities of emotion. And that is creation in this physical dimension. As to the constructing of that reality, it is the same. Your thoughts, combined with qualities of emotion in the form of energy, drive all human behavior and drive the organization of humans in relation to matter. In other words, the way you see your cities, the way you see your aircraft, the way you see your creations in this world are effects of that combination of thought, emotion, and action. The plane of ideas, now this is the place where new creation comes into manifestation process, where you look beyond what you already know and you ask the question about something you do not know, like, how may I fly into space without having to reuse so much material? And an idea comes to you that says, I can make a device that can be reused multiple times. And that idea came to you the moment you presuppose a question that's outside of what is known. You invite the information that is outside of what is known. The minute you pose the question, how do I do this that I've never done before? You invite new idea. The realm of infinite ideation is available to all of you. And the moment you ask a question, you invite that in. If you are caught up in your thoughts and your beliefs about how it is the way it is, then you will not, even if you ask the question here, because you're so attached to what you believe. But the moment you ask that question, remember this, the moment any of you asks this question, what is it I can do? There is an answer coming. What can I bring that is new into my life? The minute you ask a question, you invoke the realm of ideas, limitless potential in limitless numbers of ideas available to all of you, just by the mere asking, and the ability to hear and the ability to see, not what you know in your mind and not what you remember and not what your body understands, but what you can receive, that you can get ideas. And all of you that have gotten many remarkable ideas say the same thing. It just came to me. It did not just come to you, you asked for it. When you ask for something new, it will come to you from the perspective of the realm of ideas. How may I become wealthier? How may I become healthier? How may I become more loving and kind and compassionate? How may I do this? If you've never done this, if you're not wealthy, if you're not kind, if you're not, how may I do this? And you invoke a new idea. If you listen, you will get information. You will do this and you will do this and you get new information. And the minute that new information comes, if you embrace it and you feel it, the moment you add the energy to that feeling and that thought, you create the behavior that allows that construction to unfold in your third dimensional realm. Wow, that's cool. Thank you so much. Great question. Ruth is asking, baby, sorry, I didn't bring my physical glasses, so I'm just using this. No worries, it's all good. So, Ruth is asking, baby boomers have a lot of karma. Kids now can come in with no karma and are here to, how can the baby boomers improve our karma? Remember, karma, I know, they chuckle because we still have strange notions about misunderstanding energy. Many of the words that you have for describing some of these things, such as karma, are simply, you could substitute the word karma for qualities of energy that you still embody. When you hold on to fear as an energy, as an emotion, then certain things are going to unfold in your experience of creation. If you hold on to the karma of love, then you'll experience certain things in the element of creation. Substitute the word karma with the word energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be changed from one state to another. You can change karma. Even your Eastern mystics understand this, and many of your Western ones now too understand that karma is simply energy that's manifested into one state of expression or another. If you engage in certain thoughts, certain qualities of emotion, you will create very specific events in your life. There is not one event in anyone's life that is not an effect of the creative process of understanding this realm of the movement of information and energy from the realm of ideas to the realm of thought, to the realm of body and emotion, and into expression. There is a very precise sequence in creation. And there are few of you that actually understand this. But the moment you begin to explore beyond your thoughts, to consider new ideas and new possibilities, every one of you, if you are open and receptive and willing to listen to what comes to you and follow those instructions, you will get the results you want. Make sure it comes from love, because the results you will get from love are very different than the results you will get from fear. And there are only two realms of energy in this dimension, and they're somewhat opposite to each other, and you call them love and you call them fear. And they are somewhat opposite, but they are part and parcel of the same energy. And you may align to one or the other, but you cannot be both. Each will have their own reward. Please understand that. Each will have their own reward. Thank you. Yes. That's that. Great. So yes, so I this is really important, understanding that everything is within you. The first thing they said was, remember, the one fundamental truth about what you are as an entity, as a being, is you're a vibrational frequency of love caught up in a vibrational frequency of fear, which is a survival-based consciousness. The body is based in survival, right? Fight or flight. And again, on Monday, we're going to have Sigmund Freud talking what your ego requires in order for it to function. What does your ego need in order to function? That's going to be on Monday with Sigmund Freud. I'm really looking forward to that on Shortcuts for Your Soul. Next Wednesday, who do you need to trust and how? And that's with Archangel Michael on next Wednesday. And then on Friday, freedom from stupidity, keep your peace with John the Baptist. And it's going to be really cool next week. Anyway, join us for the meditation tomorrow, which is really on establishing peace inside yourself. Freedom from your thoughts, freedom from your emotions, freedom from your body, long enough to sense, even get a glimpse of how incredibly beautiful and peaceful and limitless you are as a being. Remember, so many of you are caught up in the structure of your mind and your personality and your body that you have not remembered to look up. And we do not mean to look up physically. And the concept of pray does not adequately affect the truth of this. But when you look up, you are not looking in your mind. You're not looking in your body. You're looking to the spirit, to the energy, beyond what you know, to embrace that which is beyond what you know into your creation here. Very exciting. And again, I want to thank you guys for your support. For those of you, I have a Christmas special on my website. You can book a reading with me at a 30% discount. This is only for the holiday season from December 10th to December 24th. You can book a reading with me and use coupon code number 1959, and you get a 30% discount off the price of readings for Christmas. The coupons, the reading that you purchase between this time will be reclaimable up to February the 15th of 2022. So you have about 6 weeks that you can utilize that reading. And again, I want to thank you guys for your support. I want to thank my patrons again. If you want to support the channel, go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. I want to say much love to all of you. Thank you for your questions. I'll look at more of them later when I'm reviewing this. Have yourselves a great day, and I will see you tomorrow on meditation. Much love, everybody. Bye for now. I've got to love live. It's fun.